Good morning, everyone. Kalimera. Monday today, the 28th of July. How everyone is doing? Good morning. Welcome. Right, let's see who is here. Let me put a little bit of music. Easy is here. Good morning, Easy. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And let's see what is gonna, a new week, what is gonna give us. How will we play this week? Up only? Well, I need the guidance here to keep me on the right track. Thanks. Well, you're welcome, Easy. You're on the right place. Stelios. Good morning, Stelios. Kalimera, Stelios. How are you, my friend? How was your weekend over there? Here was a little bit terrible. I mean, not this weekend, but the past week. With all the fires that we had in Cyprus, but things are getting back in track, so to say. A lot of damage, a lot of things to restore. There's plenty work out there. Alright, hope everyone is having a great day. Start of the week. That's correct. New day, new week. Let's see how that goes. Good morning. We're all good. Right, remember. Okay, we need to have faith. Good faith. In ourselves, in our beliefs, okay? It's a good day. We are awake, we are alive, we see the light of the sun in the sky. We don't hear the birds, it's too hot. Zizika everywhere. Right, okay. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's have a look. There's gonna be a few people around. That's okay. It's a holiday season. Everybody must be, majority of the people are away, either working or either on a holiday. Anyway, so we're gonna be here. We're gonna do our best, okay, to keep that live ongoing. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening? Okay, so we've seen Friday that the price bounced from 119 and went all the way down to G levels, okay? But once it reached 116, okay, look at that, it did a very aggressive W formation, which technically means it's a double bottom, right? But you can see the size of the wicks, right, and the size of the candles. It did a W formation, right? It's giving you an understanding that it didn't want to go all the way down to our seam gaps. The CME gap was all the way down here, 113, but no, it decided to stay out of it. So technically, okay, even that it took a long time, technically 115 defended that area, okay? So it went down, pushed up, and then got quickly recover, not only recover, reclaim 117, and also reclaim 119. So here we are, back of the top of the range. Remember the range that we are marking? That was between these two guys, okay? So deviation outside of our range and immediately recover. So it took out all the liquidity, right? All the liquidity that was sitting here is being taken out, right? So that was a liquidity grab. Done, turn around, recover 117, and also it bounced out of the range. So it's up over 119. So the question for this week onwards is what is going to happen for the rest of the days, because today is the 28th, okay? So it's July. The 20th of July, we got until Thursday, which is going to be the 31st, okay? So this week, we need to be a little bit cautious because you are again towards the end of the week and you are towards the end of the month, right? So you know what happens towards the end of the month? The people that they use in options with expiry date towards the end of the month, monthly options, right, and weekly options, you need to be careful because of the expiry date, okay? So towards the end of the month, there is a sell-off action. The big ones, they usually happen towards the end of the quarter, okay, because the big boys, they target higher time frames, okay, like quarters. So, but never mind the quarters, you need to keep that in mind that it happens on a monthly as well. Yeah, Stelio says, challenging, I'm sure, for the firefighters. Hope everyone is safe and well. Well, to be honest, we have very, it was 123, 125 square kilometers that was burned down. Villages, very, very extended damages to some villages. So far, we only had 2 people that lost their lives, and unfortunately, because what happened, I believe, is they got trapped on the road. They were quite elderly, and they're trying to escape the village. But I think the smoke and the heat was so high, and the smoke was so thick, they couldn't see where to go. So they stopped on the side of the road to see if they could escape the fires. But no, the fire surrounded the car and burned it down. The fortunate is only 2 people. The unfortunate that we had 2 people who lost their lives. It's very, very small numbers for casualties, to be honest. But it was challenging. The second day of the wildfires, I had to go to do a production, and the fire stopped literally a kilometer away from the stadium. It was a question if the match was going to happen, but they managed to stop the fire early hours in the morning before I approached the stadium, because the police was taking seriously to cancel the event. They do want to have people in the stadium, try to bring people up to the stadium. They wanted to do the other way around, to push people away. But anyway, it's summer, the heat wave is very strong, very hot days. There's a lot of questions to be answered. Why this and that? Why Cyprus wasn't prepared? Why Cyprus let the government or the state or the mechanism, so to say, did not act quickly to battle this, and why the extension of the the size of the destruction, why did it go that large? People say that it's almost a quarter of the country, the size of the disaster, so to say. So there's a lot of questions to be answered. My question is, what is going to happen later? What is the action after that? Okay, a lot of people, they're going to start fighting right now, and within a few days everything's going to go back to normal, right? That is my worry. That is not so easy to go back to normal after so much extent of damage. And what people are going to do, what the government's going to do, the state, to regrow and fix the villages and fix the roads and fix the infrastructure, and make sure that they kind of take care of the forest. We need forests. Cyprus doesn't have forests, and this is my worry. Is anyone going to do anything about it? Anyway, I hope everything will find its way. Right. Okay. So let's go back to the market update. So the question is, are we going to stay this time above 119? Excuse me. So are we going to stay above 119, or are we going to fall down? All right. So that's the question. So we need to create a focus point. So let's go down to 50 minutes. Right. And we have enough data to create a little focus area. So that's the top of the 15. That's the bottom of the 15. Drag it out. Let me go a bit higher time frame, 90. Okay, let me refine. There it is. I'm happy. I'm better off with this setup here. Okay, I can drag it a little bit here. It's not a problem. More data included. Mark that as a focus area. There it is, focus area. Okay, go back to 15, and that is the range that I'm going to pay attention to. Okay, I am above a key level. Okay, there it is. Major level is 122. Okay, and 109, and we have a first breakdown, which is 115 and 119. We're just above 119, so I'm looking on this key level. Okay, and let's see if we can break the 120. Okay, or 121 ish. Okay, So remember that we spoke about the two big liquidity zones that are currently sitting above and below the range. The bottom one has been taken out. The question now is, are they going to go up and take out towards 122, so to say 122? Are they going to take out the rest of the liquidity, that remaining liquidity that sits up here, right? So let's see. That is our focus area. Okay, 15 minutes. This is a time of the day that, you know, we open the charts, and this is the data that we have. Okay, we can see what happened in, you know, in history, in bulk, in time, but we're not interested so much. You know, I'm not going to say not interested, but you know, we'll always take out the levels. But what I'm saying here, for this time, for this timing, so to say, this is the area that we need to pay attention. And the conditions are very, very simple, right? Breakout, continuation to the upside. Okay, not yet. I'm not going to put an alert yet. So that is the first condition, and the second condition will be, right, breaking out, come back, getting rejected, and continue to the downside. So this is the two setups, A and B, right? So there you have it. Okay, this is a focus area. Make sure you get confirmations. Okay, if you see that it's very, very aggressively moving away, then grab it, but be careful to counterattack it if it turns around on you. Miss Bubbly, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome. Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone here. Welcome. So yeah, I was saying, so Bitcoin, we need to be, you know, a little bit cautious. Okay, nice liquidity grab from the bottoms, from the lows. Now the question is if it's going to push up. Okay, so for this Monday morning, which is 10 o'clock right now, we have open sessions. Okay, so I'm going to bring the clocks here. So here are the clocks, our lovely clocks. Here we go. So we've got Tokyo Shanghai just closed. We still have Hong Kong and Singapore ongoing. We've got a few hours, couple hours, and London, and you know, technically Europe, London, Zurich, Frankfurt is open, right? So they're operating. So let's see how the currencies are going to do. Speaking of which, there it is. This is the forex currencies. Let's have a look and see, like, you know, throughout the night it was a little bit drop until now that is getting pushed to the upside. So euro is getting more expensive, so to say, towards the dollar, right? So let's see how the currencies they're gonna perform as the first day of the week. Okay, so it's quite early, give it some time, and we're gonna find out. What about let's have a look at a bit of the calendar, right? Towards the end of the week, what do we have? Monday we got nothing. Tuesday we got the job opening, medium. Okay, not a big concern. And Wednesday, I see some red down here, which is going to be the federal funds rate, the FOMC meeting, and press conference. So it happens to be towards the end of the month, like that. The 31st July, we're going to have the PCE price index. Okay, and August the 1st, we're going to have the new turnaround, you know, the new cycle of the hourly earnings and non-farm employment change and unemployment rate and the PMI. Okay, so the next weeks are going to be, you know, interesting. Look at that. August the 12th, we're going to have the CPI, right? So a new cycle. So we're going to have the fund rates on Wednesday, and then on the 1st of August, we're going to have the new meetings, a new cycle. So we're going to see, you know, it's going to be an interesting week. Okay, the next, you know, 15 days, 20 days, I'll say, it's going to be quite interesting. Okay, so today, nothing much going on. Tomorrow, just a little bit. Speaking of crypto, let's have a look a little bit on the currencies. Let's go to the forex sister website, and let's see the Canada, the economical Canada over there. All right, so Asia still going. We know these. In London, we just opened. We know these. We are aligned with that. So let's go back to the calendar and let's have a look. For currencies, the job opening is a red alert. Okay, CPI from Australia, that is on the Wednesday the 30th, that will influence a little bit the currencies. Non-farm employment, Canada also, and the FOMC meeting. So you've got plenty of red status taking place the next few days. So let's see how the currencies they're gonna get influenced by these. Now let's have a look at a little bit something that we haven't looked for some time now about the altcoin index. And we know because we monitor the others, remember, and also we monitor ETH against Bitcoin, so we can see that the altcoins they are increasing. We're not yet in altcoin season, but they're doing better, right? We moved away from the Bitcoin season. We halfway, okay, a little bit rejection around 60, level 59 here. So we've got a little bit rejection on the 60s, right? And it's coming back down again. So we're going to see what's going to happen later. Okay, who's doing very well? Pengu is doing very well compared to Bitcoin. Hype, ENA, Ethereum, of course, Uni, Avi, Bonk, CRO, XLM. You can see that the line is kind of smoothing down. HBAR, Pepper, XRP, ARB, Arbitrum, that is, BNB, Doge, okay, Link, TRX, and Solana. And Link is one of the oldest, so to say, altcoins with like HBAR, right? HBAR, XLM, strong from the previous cycle, so to say, tokens, projects, so I say, RV as well, right? So RV, XRP, Arbitrum, Link, right? Solana is one of the previous cycles tokens, that projects that still performing quite well and ahead of Bitcoin. Who's behind Bitcoin right now? Close by, we've got Algo, AVAX, ICP, SUI, ADA, CAS, Tau, NIA, right? Ondo, Atom. Look at that, all these guys. Even WLD, Wild, okay, Ton, Sheep, Dot, Poly, and Render. Render is really far behind. Vet. Okay, so let's see what these guys are going to do later. Okay, the last place is Pi. Right, okay, so this is altcoin season. What about the month? Monthly, we're looking very strong towards the end of the month. Look at that, very strong in July. Just went into the highs of the altcoin month very quickly. We know this, okay? Why? Because we monitor the others. Right, let's go to trading coins, which is going to be another interesting chart to see. Daily trading coins, Cake. Now that's interesting. Cake, once again, is spiking up. Remember what Cake is, right? Is the decentralized, one of the major decentralized exchanges, right? It's not exchange, but swaps. So a lot of people loading back in Cake, I see, right? So there's activity going on in Cake. Vine is the second one. So CoinGecko talks about Bonk, okay, Bitcoin obviously, Cake, ENA, Ethereum, Optimism, Pengu obviously, Pi, Pump, Solana, SPX, Sui, Wine, XRP, and Zora. And CoinMarketCap, always the list is a bit shorter. They're talking about Outlayer, BNB, Bitcoin, Cake again, Doge, ETH, Solana, Wine, and XRP. The daily top winner is Wine. It did 111% yesterday, 230% on the last week, and the last 30 days, 406%. Okay. Pancake, high trading volume. That's the one that you need to pay attention. Cake, Jupiter, Optimism, Ray, okay, which is another decentralized, and Jupiter is another decentralized, okay, and RAP BNB and RAP ETH, okay, and also the trading the last 30 days. The winner is Pengu, okay, for the last 5 days, okay. So Pengu it did quite well for some time now. And speaking of which, here is the monthly bubbles. All of them are in green, apart from Pi. Okay, it's the Pi On the month is the only one that is negative. 3 months, you can see Pengu still, strong. Hive 149, ENA 104, SPX 271. Okay, Saros 168. That is on 3 months. On the weekly, obviously because of that retracement that we had from Bitcoin from 119 all the way down to 115, you can see that it dragged majority of the alts down. Now today is a week, a fresh week, a new day, new week. So let's see if that is going to turn around. Cake 17% up, ENA 35, Hex, okay, ignore that, CRO 19. So we have another exchange going up as well. This time it's a centralized. Maker 11%, FLR 22, ENA 35. So you see that some are already turning around on the weekly. What else? Let's have a look a little bit on the heat map on the RSIs. Okay, that's been a long time we haven't seen it. Let's increase a little bit the time frame. Let's go at least 12 hours and let's have a look what is going on here. Right, we have right now kind of in the middle, average. Okay, some are popping up like IP is trying to go up, not pi, IP. Okay, BNB is trying to break, move up. AVAX, SPX, Optimism, right, is pushing to the upside. Cake is pushing to the upside. KNC, look at that strong tail that it has. Right, so we have few things are moving. DGen is on the move to the upside. Okay, we got Raysol, Vita, Illuvium, right, Mover, NYX, right. You see a few of them that are trying to push to the upside. So let me see here. All right, so you can enable, disable. Nice. Okay, so that's a new addition. It's been some time that we haven't opened the RSI heat map. Okay, that's good. So if you want to see what is, who people, what projects are moving on the last 15 minutes, we see no movement, no tails, right? No kites in the sky, no flares. Okay, we're kind of static. So it's Monday. It's trying to see what is going on, right? Another lovely chart for you to monitor a little bit. You can see, who's doing more than 4 or 5% on the 15-minute time frame. Currently, we are just a little bit under 4. So PAG, Paris. So it's this time of the year that the new season, football season, is going to start soon. So here we go. We've got Santos, we've got PAG up here moving, right? Alpaca, here goes again. Alpaca, be careful with Alpaca, but it's on the move. So watch that a bit later today and see who is going to be on the move, right? Gainers and losers who are moving the last 30 minutes. Okay, you can have a little bit on the 1 hour. Anything about 4 or 5%. Okay, yes, that's where you have it. Or if you want to catch something early, go down to 15. Okay, let's go to 4 hours or 1 hour. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit static. Average 55. You can see that you have plenty of guys sitting here in the middle and trying to identify what's going to happen next. Well, I understand why. Okay, let's go back to the charts. I understand why, because we're back to the top of the range. Okay, and Bitcoin, usually what happens in that area, you can see slowly the type of the trend that it has. Okay, so whichever way you want to put it, right, you see that it wants to break out from the range, but we are on the top of the range. Let's say the top of the trend line is trying to break out the trend line. Let's see if it's going to retest that trend line. Let me put this a little bit thicker so everyone can see. Straight line, please, and give it a bit neutral, lovely color here. So let me go to 90 minutes. Okay, this is what happens a little bit on a higher time frame. We've got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches. We're breaking out. The question is, are we going to come back and retest and continue to the upside? Okay, this is for the trend lines. If you ignore the trend lines, you're back to the top of the range, 119. And the question is, are we going to stay above 119? Are we going to find support? Okay. And right now, as we speak, we see that we're breaking out for our focus point. So let's go down to 15, right? And someone can start a little bit cheeky, okay? A little bit cheeky. You can start a short, but you need to be careful what's going to happen with the correction. Are we going to get rejected? Okay, the retest. Okay, are we going to get rejected and continue to the downside? Okay, so you may have a cheeky entry here, but you need to be careful with your invalidation. If it goes back again inside the box, you need to make a quick decision. If it's going to respect, so to say, the key level and get rejected, then you're going to be on your way. Okay, a little bit early entry, but you're going to be on your way to the downside. Okay, the trick with the I'm going to say that again, with the trick with going a little bit cheeky entries, it's only for you to benefit a little bit of the percentages, okay, to make the most of it, because you don't know whereabouts the retest is going to happen. Okay, so maybe you're going to get the retest here, or maybe it's going to continue further up and then the retest is going to be on a different level. Okay, so two types: confirm entry or cheeky entry. Okay, now the cheeky entry, you have to be alert, because if it's going to be a fake out and turn around and get invalidated, you need to close that trade, okay, and get the heat, so to say. Because you're gonna enter here and you're gonna exit here, so you're gonna get a small hit, okay. But if it goes well, okay, it means you're gonna have more advantage from somebody else that is waiting for the confirmation and get an entry lower. So you have a small percentage advantage, but you have to be more on your toes, so to say, okay, because you don't know if there's gonna be a fake out. Right, so that's why now the altcoins are kind of freeze. They don't move because Bitcoin is accumulating and they don't know what to do. Now that is kind of a sign as well, okay? Usually when Bitcoin accumulates and altcoins pushing further up, that usually means it's a bullish sentiment. When you see Bitcoin freeze and altcoin freeze, you kind of understand that there is a little bit of fear into the market and they don't know which direction they're going to go. So they're just kind of waiting. What I'm saying is, sometimes the altcoins movement while Bitcoin is consolidating kind of is telling you what the rest of the traders are thinking of doing. So when Bitcoin is unsure, or let's say accumulating in a pause condition, you see on which direction the altcoins run. Okay, if it goes up, that usually a lot of people are hyped up and they're trying to take the chance that when Bitcoin is consolidating to push the altcoins. But if you see that Bitcoin is consolidating and the alts start dropping, okay, that is a sign that a lot of people inside the crypto space, they're getting the fear into the horizon. Okay, so fear is rising and people are getting out, right? So you need to be a little bit cautious about that one as well. That is just an observation that sometimes when Bitcoin consolidates, the altcoins will give you a little bit an idea what the rest of the people are doing, okay, the projects. Right, okay. Let me continue. Right, let's have a look a little bit on the longer time frame. On the longer time frame, there it is. We're still in an uptrend. This is a weekly time frame now. Okay, it takes, every candle takes a week. You can see that a weekly candle, it takes a week to form. Okay, so the last 3 weeks we're doing nothing. Okay, we're just consolidating. That is the bottom, this is the top, and that's it. This is where we are. Okay, go back to the 12 hours, and this is our 12-hour range. Okay, And this is a data of 3 weeks. It's a 3-week worth of data. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, this is a monthly range, so to say. Okay, so what are we doing? We're bouncing off from the top of the range. Okay, let me go down to 90, and you can see that we bouncing off of the range. Okay, this is a monthly range, or let's say a monthly worth of data that is giving you an understanding that we're getting rejected. Okay, so let's see, are we going to come back to the 50% of that range, which is around 118? Okay, 118 and 4, and let's see if it's going to come back here and turn around. If you want the prices of this box of that range, 119 492, get the blue labels, all the way down to 117 302. Okay, that is the range. Or just go back to the weekly, right? And there you have it. Mark the bottom of the candle that is on the 14th of July and mark the top of the 21st of July. Okay, this is the current week, this is the previous week, and the week before. They give you the bottom and the tops, and that is your range. Okay, and go down to any time frame. This is a chart that you don't want to see it as a intraday, okay, but it's good for you to market. Okay, so let me do these big guys here. Let's go to the weekly, right, and mark the range to our benefit, right? So let's mark the range with a gray box. Okay, there it is, same. So let's go and do the range and go back to the smaller time frame, and remember our range, it was marked between the 119 and 117. So our range on the intraday was not that far away from the bigger time frame range. Okay, so that range is not that bad. You can keep that in the background as gray, just to remind you that Bitcoin, it's inside a major range. Okay, deviations, strong deviations, but this is the majority of the time where it gets rejected, and once again we're getting rejected. Okay, go back to 15, and there you have it. I can lock that range to make sure that I don't drift it accidentally. It's nice to have it in the background just to remind you on your setup that this is your big range and this is your today's focus point. So either we're going to break out of our focus point, technically it's going to be out of the big range, or we're going to get rejected. And now this is the time that you want to see what Bitcoin is going to do. Okay, this is the retest time. Are we going to get rejected? If it's going to get rejected, now that Europe is open, which means the currencies are trying to move. Okay, so what's going to happen? What is going to happen? You can bring the cash flow, right, and see a little bit what is going on. And so, okay, Bitcoin is inside the trend lines, consolidating. Okay, what is the dominance dropped? It got rejected. Look at that on an old range. So that range, it was all the way back here, like this. Okay, and in the weekend, I just dragged it and said, oh, that'll be interesting. And look at that, it got rejected inside that range. Okay, it got inside the range, hit the bottom of the range, pushed all the way up, but fell to get out of the range. So dominance is not increasing. Okay, it's not looking to reverse, and it's coming down again. Okay, it got rejected, it bounced from the top of the range, and it's coming down. T1, look at that. That was the all-time high, first all-time high. It went all the way back, retest the previous all-time high, and that is a rejection. It's pushing to the upside. T3 is doing similar things, okay, in a different scale. So hit the top of 1 trillion, 1.08 trillion, goes all the way down to just a little bit under a trillion, and now it's pushing to the upside. Okay, remember, towards the end of the month, right, it's going to be a sell-off. Options are getting expired, so trades are going to close, and from August we're going to see new openings, right? New options, they're going to open. We just don't know which direction yet. Okay, remember, we are in that 3 month threshold phase. Okay, so July is the end of the first of the 3 months, so we've got 2 remaining months, August and September. So by October, we really need to pack up our bags, so to say, start packing our bags, right? It's the time that you know that it's time for you to travel, so you need to get your suitcase down, open up, and try to prepare yourself for departure. Okay, and I think the departure is going to be, clearly we're going to see the signs that towards the end of 25, inside the first quarter of 26, we're going to see the major cross, I believe, according to the rest of the market analysts, what they're talking in the social media. How things are going around the world, we'll see, guys, we'll see. I don't want to predict, but in general, we believe that 2026 is going to be a recession. Things will go down, okay, after the first year of the presidency as well. The first year is always good. The second year is when things are turning around. It's something that is common, right? So let's hope that we're going to be prepared and we're going to be ready. We're going to wait and see where the top is going to be. So far, it's 122. Let's see what's going to happen next. We've got another 2 months, right? So this is the cash flow. You can see a little bit that the Dixie is, we need to pay a little bit of attention. Dixie, remember, I'm going to bring that in full screen. Oh, rejection, look at that, lovely. So that short is playing out. Look at that, nice, lovely rejection on the G level on 119. So it looks like it wants to go down. So whoever opened a short, so far so good. We need to monitor that. Bitcoin is going to continue to the downside. We need to break the structure. What kind of structure? Get the path tool for you to identify it. So that was the stopped, right? That was the next push to the upside. That's a rejection, and now it's a continuation. I need to break that horizontal. For me to get a continuation to the downside, I need to break structure. So that low has to get broken. This is a confirmed entry short if you see a continuation to the downside, and this is a cheeky entry, okay, trying to play the breakout. That's a cheeky entry, and this is the confirmed entry. You see the difference? It will be roughly a 0.23%. okay, multiply that with your leverage, is kind of a decent amount. So if that was, for instance, I'm not gonna do a heavy leverage here for the example, but let's say you did a 20x. The percentage difference between you and another guy that went for confirm is a 4.6, okay, advantage on the 20x. Right, let's continue. There you have it. So short, so far so good. We need to see the break of structure for people that they want to get evidence and confirmation. We need to see further drop from Bitcoin. Okay, we need to break the structure. Please break the structure for people to get a confirmation. Right. This is on the larger time frame. This is a long-term setup, okay, or template, shall I say, or layout, okay. This is a long-term Bitcoin. This is usually the weekly. We just mark a big area. We zoomed in a little bit just for now for us to understand that we got rejected on the top of the range. Once again, look at how many rejections we got. We got another rejection right now. The next target, if you zoom in, is going to be the 50%, 180. We already marked the 180. There it is. So we're breaking structure. So kind of is confirming that it wants to go down. I need to see a few more candles, and the next target is going to be the 50% of the range. If we're going to lose that, then it's going to be that G level 117 at the bottom of the range. Okay, so if Monday wants to drop, it's fine. You just need to identify the direction, okay, get the conditions in place. We marked it, since the opening of this lovely market update, we marked straight away the focus area according to our timing. We know the conditions. We're waiting for the breakout either from above or below. It happened below, okay, cheeky entry. We spoke about the cheeky entry. It went all the way down, bounced, rejected, okay, on the G level, rejected. It never managed to get inside the range, and now it's breaking structure. We just need momentum. Now we just need momentum. We need volume. So let's hope that for the rest of the day, we're going to see more volume going down at least to our first target, which that first target is that middle section of the range, okay, that lovely pink level, which is 118,400, okay, but we need volume, okay, we need people to come in and continue and push that price down for that short to play out, okay, and you just go level by level, okay, one G level to another G level, okay, one G level to another G level, okay, now you have the range. The first area of the range is going to be a checkpoint. If it's going to continue, you're going to get for that G level, and then let's see what's going to happen to that range, because so far we've seen that we got rejected from that range. We lost the G level, we lost the support. So now the only thing that we expecting to see from Bitcoin is to have trouble to claim. Okay, we lost the support. Look at that, support, small deviation, support, boom, we lost it. Okay, so we need to see now a continuation, which means we need to see, people opening shorts, so to say, okay, or closing these monthly trades. We'll see step by step, guys, okay, step by step, and see how that goes. Let me put back the higher time frame back into the weekly. Let's go back. What do we have on the 7-day new week? We see that we have a cross down, okay, so kind of is telling you the indicator according to the data that we have a bearish divergence, okay, and also we have a cross down. So let's see if that 7 days is going to be confirmed, or let's say it's going to get respected and continue to the downside, okay. Let me close that. 15 days still, the data it still runs. It needs more time to see any reaction. So 15 days looking a bit bullish, 30 days are still looking bullish. The fast line way above 50, the slow line is approaching 49.65. The next resistance, a trend line, is placed, and let's see what's going to happen, okay, that on the 30 days. So far so good. Right, let's have a look a little bit on the CME gaps. No more gaps, okay. We have that CME gap, the 113. It tried to get inside that CME gap but wasn't filled, okay, so this is a new candle. We're going to need to wait and see towards the end of the day what is going to happen with this gap. Are we going to have a new gap here, or is it going to be filled today? Ethereum, look at that, Ethereum is on the move, right? So Ethereum is doing better than Bitcoin. So while Bitcoin is doing consolidations and getting rejected, so to say 119, you see Ethereum managed to bounce back from OG levels and keep on reclaiming. It reclaimed 3,746 and it broke 3,871. And the question is, are we going to find support? It looks like it. If I go to a smaller time frame, you can see here that we found support for the first time above 3,871. Now the question is, after that correction that Bitcoin is having now, so we see Bitcoin dropping, let's see if Ethereum is going to manage to stay above 3,871. If it does find support and gets continued to the upside, your next target is going to be 4,000. Right, look at that. We marked the entry of that Ethereum all the way down to 2,400, and now we're talking about 4,000. Bitcoin is giving a chance to Ethereum to start running. Let me grab this guy here, which is another 50% of that G levels. Look at that, it's doing fantastic. It's doing fantastic. We've got plenty of few lines over here, so let me get them aligned. Here we go. We don't need extra lines. Once is enough. There you have it. Okay, and let me change the style. Keep them uniform. There it is. So no, Ethereum is doing quite well. And speaking of which, let's have a look on Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, and you can see that on the 6 hours or even the 90 minutes, you can see that Ethereum is overperforming Bitcoin. Okay, so Ethereum is doing better than Bitcoin. So we're still in the second phase, right? Remember, first phase is the Bitcoin, the second phase is Ethereum, and then after that, we're going to expect and see what the altcoins are going to do. We're getting there slowly. Right, T1. Here's T1. Right, we've got our levels. Zoom out a little bit. We've got our levels. So you may need now new extensions. Okay, so let's bring the new extensions. Let's do extension 3 for the time being. And let's make it a bit thicker. There you have it. So now we have the RG levels for T1. Okay, and you can see that we had a little trouble here with 3.86 trillion. Okay, so rejection here, it dropped down, and now once again it's trying to break above. And the question is, are we going to find support around 3.86 trillion? Okay, all-time high, I believe this is the all-time high here, you see, and even higher, I believe that's the all-time high there, to be more accurate. There you have it, slightly higher. So there it is. It's getting rejected all these highs. It's going to come back, and let's see if we're going to find support and then continue to the highest. Let's see if more money, fresh money, is going to come inside the T1. Okay, but you know, this is good news. I'm going to put now the weekly time frame. It's good news because the previous market cap, okay, the previous cycle top, right? So then the previous cycle was 3.73 trillion, and right now we're 3.9. So we broke the previous cycle, all-time high, which is good. So more money is coming into the crypto space, and that I don't think is going to stop here as a market cap. Okay, it's not going to stop here. I think it's going to go a little bit higher. We're going to see slowly in time, in years to come, that the market cap or the crypto space is going to increase, and especially with ETFs now, that it becomes more, so to say, more legit. Remember, a couple of years ago, you were getting a hard time from the banks that any activity that you do inside the crypto space, it was classified as fraud, as people using it as for not legit businesses. I don't want to name them on the stream. So you know, it was you were having a hard time. Now you hear that a lot of people are giving a license to the banks to operate crypto. So you see, we have a shift, we have a change. Things are going to go better to the financial system. Just remember, it's a little bit trap, okay, on the humanity, so to speak. Okay, this is a little trap for the humanity. It's better for us because we're trading, we're making money. But in the future, the blockchain is going to be financially implemented into the new financial world. The traditional way of financing and banking is going to change. It's not going to be the same anymore, right? Everyone and everything is going to be moved to the blockchain, and this is the way how they're going to control us. Everything they're going to control by the blockchain. So what about the freedom on the future generations? It's questionable, very questionable for me. Okay, we need to see what we're going to do in the future, but for the time being, we need to make sure that we get strong and trying to get as independent as possible, because if you have plenty of money, you become very, very strong, and that's why they want to control it. They don't want people to become strong and independent. So they're going to put all the money into the blockchain, and they can see who you are and what do you have, and they can freeze the wallets. Cash will be classified as illegal. In the future, let's hope decades and decades away from us, but in the future, cash will be illegal, right? If they're going to see you with cash, you're going to be arrested, because immediately it's going to be thinking that you're trying to use techniques that are not traceable, and that is not allowed in the future anymore. Right, T3. Look at that, breaking G levels and going higher. All we have to do is just drag the lines. Rejection, come back, but reclaim. Let's see if T3 is going to break the previous highs. Okay, it's not doing exactly the same as T1. T1 is more stronger than T3, but T3 is following. Let's see what the crypto space is doing without the stable coins. Okay, that is the full market cap of the crypto without the stable coins. Okay, total ES excluding stable coins. And further down we got T3 ES, which means excluding the stable coins from the altcoins. Okay, so this is altcoins without the market cap of the stable coins. So you have more clear picture in numbers as a market cap. So you know that T1 without the stable coins is looking at 3.65 trillion as everything, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. And T3 is only the altcoins without without Bitcoin, without Ethereum, and without stablecoins is the rest of the altcoins. So that is pure market cap of the crypto space. Okay. Others, this is our kind of index of especially others compared to Bitcoin. That's why I have the G levels here. This is kind of the altcoin season index. Okay, real-time altcoin index. So this is what we use for us to understand if we're going, if the altcoins are doing better, right? And this is what we see. We see an uptrend. Okay, we see a reversal. This is an area of a G level, key level. We see a first rejection, went all the way back, recover, and now it's trying to reclaim 12, or let's say 13, 013. So the question is now, are we going to stay here? Are we going to find support this time? Because here we didn't find any support. So if we're going to find support here for the altcoins and then keep on moving and breaking structures, okay, that is going to be very, very bullish, which means a continuation to the upside. So let's hope that we're going to see an upper leg for the altcoins, something similar to this. Okay, let me mark this out. Something similar. Where's my marker? Thank you. Similar to this. Okay, we just want to see an uptrend. Okay, this happened around October, November, and ending in December 2024. That was the last time the altcoins gave us the previous all-time high. The last all-time high that happened on all altcoins is that event here. So let's hope that we're gonna break this structure. Okay, that's what we want to see now. We want to see altcoins breaking this structure. Support, support, support. We lost it. Rejection, rejection. We want to see that we're going to break out of the rejection. Otherwise, okay, if we do not see that the others against Bitcoin cannot recover that, that will be the end of the push of the altcoins for this time round. Okay, so that was a push, drop down. That was another push, drop down. That's another push. Let's hope, okay, that is not going to stop here. Okay, let's hope that we're going to go to another G level, which is going to be roughly here. Okay, let's hope that we're going to break this. You see, this is a support, this is a resistance. That looks like a quarter. So let's, speaking of which, let me break this down. I don't want to guess. All right, let's do this properly. We have the tools to do this accurately. So let's break this down to fours. 1816, please. 01. And the bottom one is 012 9005. And take out the overlapping lines. Make it a breakdown. We don't need to be so thick. It's a breakdown. And expand. Okay, there it is, and I can explain that to the past minus 500. Okay, and there you have it. Support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. So let's hope the altcoins. Okay, let me lock that so it doesn't drift by accident. So let's hope that the altcoins, they're going to come, overperform Bitcoin and start heading towards that G level, taking that liquidity out, and let's see what's going to happen with 14. Okay, so far 13 has to be fine as a support. We need to see this as a support for altcoins to continue to the upside. If not, if we're going to get rejected, that will be the end, because you're going to have a double top and you're going to see a drop. Okay, I wish that we don't see this, but we do not control the market. Step by step, ladies and gentlemen, step by step, and let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so the next a level of interest for the altcoin chart here, altcoin season chart, we need to see that the others are going to hit and break, 14.2. Right, let's have a look at a bit on gold. What is gold is doing? It's still in an uptrend, a little bit recovery correction here. It's dropping a little bit. Let's have a look on silver. Same thing, but silver is really going up strong. That is looking very promising. Let me go to a bit higher time frame weekly. Look at that. It's lovely, right? Even in the future, you can trade. Let's do this on a higher time frame. Let me see the chart. Okay, it's going to follow. That's beautiful. So this is the monthly, and every time that you get RSIs dropping, you see the correction happening. The ASIs are following. So yeah, it's looking good. I mean, let me have a look at the 45. Very strong. Okay, that 45 is looking very beautiful. Let's have a look on the 2 months. Yep. Yeah, I mean 2 months, it's a bit bigger, stronger time frame. But yeah, if you want to trade commodities like silver and gold and platinum, speaking of which, I need to add platinum back. 45 days is looking quite strong indicator here. The indicators are really doing quite well here. RSIs, ASI dropping. Yeah, I mean, look at that. You can see that it's looking good. You can break down an impulse. Of course you can. This is the top of the frequency. This is the bottom of the frequency. Break it down into falls. Expand. And there you have it. That is silver, right? That is silver for someone who wants to trade commodities. That's a nice, lovely example on the 45 days time frame for you to mark the big levels, the big keys, right? Support, resistance. We broke about 50. Is on the premium, so to say, region. Okay, it's not in the discount. It's on the premium discount, premium area, and we're approaching on the 40. Okay, 40.28. So go down to your 12 hours, and then you have it, and then you can break that G level if you want. You can do, right? And you can do this once, or let's do this for this time. Let's focus here and break this only 4 levels here and see how that goes for you. Make sure that it's accurate. 28.30, go down to 37.351. Take out the overlapping lines. We don't need them. Make sure that it's dashed for you to remember it's a breakdown. Let me go a little bit further back into the past. Okay, that's looking good. And there you have it for silver. Okay. So the same conditions, same strategy, same thing applies. And look at that, how lovely that is. Respecting our G levels. And as I said, the trick here is not about the G levels, it's about our decision making time. Okay, the G levels are here to help us. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Bassman. Good morning, J-Rock. Happen to be up. How is everyone doing? Just happen to be up. Just by accident. Right, okay, cool. We're glad that you're here. We're very happy to see you here. Mew Chili, good morning to you too. Right, so yeah, let's have a look a little bit of the rest of the market. Let's see what oil is doing. 65, dropping a little bit. We have a little bit rise here, but it's dropping down. This is a 12-hour time frame, so that is some time. It's a little bit stable. It's looking good, right? This is the bottom. This is the top of the range. Okay, so it's looking good. Let me go to a bit higher time frame. You can refine these like so. Go back to 12 hours, and that is your focus area for oil. Okay, this is the oil. This is your range. Let me lock that. And you need to pay attention to what's going to happen with oil. It's going to go down or it's going to break up and go higher. If someone wants to play around with oil, go back to weekly 45 days. Find an impulse, a frequency. Remember, an impulse. This is the very bottom. This is the very top. This is ongoing, so you don't have a swing low yet. You have a swing high. So take the previous swing low and break it down. Swing low, swing high. Right. Do this on the template. So let me do the 4 key levels. Make it strong. Expand. There you have it. And go back to 12 hours and see what are you doing. Right. Nice and easy and very, very quick. And you can lock that and you can break any level that you are interested. Okay. In general, all the way back in 2022, March 2022, that was when the war of Russia that happened February 22. Oh my God, John is here. Everyone's in the house. Good morning. Welcome. How are you doing, John? Where are you? Whereabouts are you in Greece? In which island or which mountain you are? Are you back home or you are away from home? Right. So yeah, I mean, you can see that we had a big spike around the Russia-Ukraine war. A time that it started in February 22, if I remember correctly. So you can see that the tension of oil started after the Christmas, before the invasion of Russia to Ukraine. You can see that oil was spiking up. So oil, sometimes it will give you a warning. But after that, it went down almost 130. It broke down to 97. It went all the way down to 64. We have a deviation, but it claimed and came back to 64. Okay, so this is the range of oil. Again, pay attention to it. If something is moving towards up or down, something's happening into the financial networks, shall I say? Okay, to the global economy. So oil will tell you what's going on. Okay, so this is the focus area for you. You can do a range, you can do a focus. It's up to you. White or gold. The conditions are the same. Okay, something that for you to worry. Red, if it goes up, something's going on into the global economy. If it's going down, it's going to be a green this time. Okay, for oil, that when it's going down, the market is going to be doing better. Okay, not fear. You can use that as a fear index as well. No, I am not in the office today. Tomorrow I will leave again. Oh no, she says no, I am in the office today, but tomorrow he's going to leave again. Right, okay. Cool. You just finished an appointment. In half an hour you got another one. Okay. Do you have the time to hop on? Let me know. If you want, you can hop on. Let me show my VPN is down for you to manage to connect with me. Yep, the VPN is down for the time being, so you can connect with me if you want. It's up to you. Let me know. So that is oil. Okay, so you can do the XRP. Right. Let's see about natural gas. This is another indicator of fear in the market. Okay, especially natural gas. It has to do with Russia. more directly, so to say, with Russia. Okay, so it's going to give you a better understanding of what's going on with the market. If you see gas increasing, something is up. If you see that it's dropping, things are getting better. Okay, so this is a weekly time frame. I can see a swing high and swing low. Break this down. Use a bit higher time frame just for you to help you with the candles to place the G level in a faster and better way. Okay, and there it is. There you have it. Look at that. Nice and lovely. Right. Boom. Goes down. Come back to any time frame you like. And you can do a breakdown. Okay. There you have it. So natural gas is got rejected on 3.66. Okay. And let's see how that goes. There it is. And you have a breakdown. Make sure that the numbers are accurate. We're talking about the global economy now, so we're going through all the commodities, and we're going to have a look on the currencies as well. 62. Take out the overlapping. We don't need them. Make sure that is a breakdown. And there we have it. Nice and easy, very quickly, very efficient. Let's do this 0. There we go. Right, okay, cool. So there it is. So natural gas is not giving us any sign of warning, right? So we're kind of dropping. It's going, lower and lower, which is good. So we broke under 366 and we're going under 313. Okay, so that's good. Oil is looking good. Okay, let's go back to oil. Oil is looking good. It's dropping, we are at the bottom of the range. Okay, I don't know if it's going to continue that way, but we are in the bottom of the range, 64.71. So this is the question of what's going to happen. Now, two things can happen. It's going to continue consolidating, like idling. So we may see a push to the upside, or we may see a push to the downside. Okay, so let's see. All right, now let's have a look a little bit on the global economy. Once again, let's have a look on SPY. SPY is still increasing. Let me go to the daily time frame. Okay, so increasing. Okay, still strong. Let's have a look on the ES. That is still going higher. SPX increasing. Nasdaq is increasing. So US economy is looking quite, decent, right? So Dow Jones, yeah, okay, not too bad. It's in an uptrend. Okay, EU is in the range. Okay, and we are on the top of the range. So let me go to the weekly. Even further up, let's go to 45 days. Yeah, okay, let's go back to weekly. And let's mark an area of interest. Let's take this as the highest. This is the lowest. And let's say that we monitor that area, right? So let's go to 12 hours. And that is Europe. Ranging. Okay. Looking a little bit bullish. Kind of bullish. Why? Because it's holding above the 50% of the range, right? So as long as it stays here, it's bullish. The question is Europe going to be strong enough to break out the range and continue to the upside? Or are we going to get rejected, come back, rejected, and get the bottom of the range, and then, what's going to happen? While you are in a range, it means things are very static, right? Nothing is happening. The price is just hovering around the mark of 5,404. Okay, this is the top 50 businesses in Europe. Okay, so this is the top 50 metrics for Europe. So we need to see what's going to happen. Okay. All right, my printer was going off. Someone is printing here in my home. And that is going to be my wife. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So, guys, this is the range for the Europe. You can see a smaller button wick here. So maybe Europe is going to come down a little bit. Okay. Let's have a look in Germany. Same thing with Germany. There it is. We have that little structure here. So kind of a range. Okay. That's a little range here. Small deviations, come back, reclaim. So a small range. You can see that. I'm not going to do all the markings here for you. I may do this offline and do all the charts like ranges, two levels for all the markets. Why not? We have this nice and lovely. Oh, what is it? It's dropping. Okay, Japan after the market close, we see drop. That's interesting. Let me go to 12 hours. I mean, 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I mean, this has happened inside the Japan, but okay, let's see, because Japan is closed. We had Wednesday pushing to the upside, Friday, and obviously no weekend. Okay, there's no Saturday and Sunday price action, so that is Friday, and immediately Monday it's dropping. So the same thing, they're going after the imbalance. Okay, very, very aggressive to the upside. It's coming down to clear the imbalance. So perhaps that's the reason why it's going down. So let's see if Japan is going to come down to that imbalance. Usually they are more, I'm not going to say polite, but where they see imbalances, they usually go down and claim them. Right, so okay, so we have an imbalance. Let me mark that on the, can I do that on the daily? Yeah, let's do more in the daily. It's going to be more accurate on the daily. Okay, and then we can go down to 6 hours. It's fine. So this is the big daily imbalance, and we can see that it went all the way down to 50% of the imbalance. Nice, interesting. So let's see if it's gonna continue to the downside. Right, so you have a bottom, a top, and see how far will it go on the impulse. Okay, once again, you can go to the weekly or 45 days, find an impulse. This is a very strong push to the upside. This is not a swing high. This is a swing low, but this is not a swing high. So you need to take it in previous impulse, okay, to mark correctly of a range. Technically, this is a huge range. If I zoom out, yeah, either you're going to take and mark down that range, which is not too bad, swing high, swing low, and drag it across. Template number 4, please. Think lines, and let's increase a little bit. Okay, this is a weekly, so let me bring it a bit closer, not to be that far away from the numbers. That is fine. We just wanted to see if the price action is respecting the lines, which it does. Let's do the 0. Let's see. Yeah, it's fine. The 0 is fine. Let's do this, that area, rejection, and then turn around. It's looking fantastic. So block that. There it is. And cap down, and you can see what Japan is doing. Okay, so 42,475 is a rejection area. A big drop is coming back, imbalance. Maybe it's going to come down to clear that imbalance, and let's see if it's going to find support inside the imbalance or all the way down to 39,447 once again. So you see how easy and quick and practical that is. Once you have the G levels and numbers, everything then becomes way easy. Let's have a look in Hong Kong. In general, I believe China will still rise in general. Okay, I'm not going to say like it's not going to let's say retrace, but I think China has a lot of potential to go even higher. So let's go to 45 days just to get a little bit of understanding. I mean, you can see very roughly this is your swing low, right, and that is your swing high. Okay, break this down and you can see that, do we have a 50%? We broke the 50%. So China is looking very bullish. Right, look at that. Boom. So it's looking bullish. Okay, this is on a bigger scale. The 50 top companies, businesses in Hong Kong. You can see all China. You can see that China is booming. It's turning around. Okay, bring the indicators. Okay, on the bigger on the bigger time frame, and let's see what the indicator is telling you, that you see that the RSI, the stochastic RSI, has been overexposed to overbought, right? And why? Remember, it's the RSIs are very accurate and very good. We are in a range, okay? So it broke out of the range, and it has no more data, okay? So according to these data, okay, which is that was rejection, resistance. Now we broke the resistance, so kind of telling you we overbought. But remember, until you don't get a cross down, you don't see retracement. Okay, still push to the upside. Look at that RSI still pushing. Look at that. You had a cross up and the blue still rising. The volume a little bit getting exhausted, but there is a high possibility that we're going to see price staying above that 50% and get back to these regions, right? That is for China. Okay, looking good. Looking good. Right, go back to the daily. And you can do the breakdowns. Let's have a look on currencies. What is going on? Remember this. If Dixie, Dixie, this is a bigger scale now. Okay. Remember, while Dixie was dropping, that is 2025. You see that Dixie is dropping. That gives a nice action for Bitcoin to push to the upside. Okay, now that Dixie is turning around, that is going to be the big question. We see that we got a rejection, come back, we found the support, and now it's pushing to the up. So the US market, or let's say the dollar, is getting stronger. So if the dollar is getting stronger and start claiming and start rising, that will push Bitcoin to the downside. Okay, remember this. We marked it. We wanted to see if this is going to be the point that we're going to see the beginning of the reversal. Okay, quite dangerous, that little chart here to the Bitcoin. Okay, roughly like this, and you see that we have a breakdown, a kind of a retest. Let's hope, I'm not gonna say let's hope. I mean, use the data and try to understand what's going to happen with the market. Okay, so if that is going to rise and go higher, the top of the market for Bitcoin is very close. Okay, right. Euro and USD. Okay, so Euro is not doing quite well, so to say. Compared to, well, you need to remember which way the pairs are, okay? And you need to understand, if that chart is going higher, is it doing better or is it doing worse, okay? And the euro kind of right now is becoming, so to say, more stronger for the time being, okay? But let's see, because DIX is rising, which means euro is increasing, is getting stronger. So that's why you see these kind of small downtrend and retracement. We'll see. Okay, this is €1 compared to the dollar. So €1 is going to give you $1.16. So you have to watch out what's going to happen here. Okay. About this one, this is still under investigation. We're going to leave that alone. Right, you can see dollar against the Japan. You can see the British pound is dropping. Dollar against the Chinese kind of hovering, going sideways. You see the dollar against the franc, and this is the Australian dollar compared to United States dollar, kind of dropping a little bit. Okay, so Dixie, you can see that is pushing, right? You can see that the dollar is increasing. Let's have a look on the VIX. VIX we have on a different chart. There it is. VIX dropping, okay, which is good. Look at that. It's on a downtrend, hovering here. Okay, kind of hovering. Okay, so kind of in a range. Okay, I'm going to do this with two lines, kind of in the range here. And let's see what, VIX is going to do. So far so good, shall I say. Up at VIX, there it is. This is the area that you want to pay attention. What's going to happen with VIX? Are we going to see going deeper into the green, go lower, or are we going to see turn around? And that is kind of a fear index, okay? Real-time fear index. If you see that the price is pointing to the upside, that means a little bit of fear is rising inside the market, okay? Now, a little bit rise on the 90-minute time frame. Let me go to 15. There it is. It's increasing a little bit, the fear, so that's why we see Bitcoin dropping. And there it is. You see, we wanted to break that structure, and Bitcoin's playing games. We want to see a continuation. Where is the volume? We need volume for that short to continue. Okay, if you're going to see in the next couple of hours that it's not happening, then you may want to reconsider that short, because if there's no volume, that means not a lot of people or businesses believe that Bitcoin needs to go lower, so it means it will reclaim later in the US session. So be careful, okay? We need to break that structure, okay? Confirmation. Tricky entry. You're still on a, you're holding the red coals on your hands. You don't know what is happening. It's getting hot. The people that they need confirmation, they need to break the structure. Kind of, we've seen a little bit break here, but reclaimed. Look at that. It's not behaving right. You're not behaving right. Right. Let's have a look on the bonds as well. US 10-year bonds, that's going down. US 2-yearly bonds going down, and Germany is dropping down as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring more, more chart, shall I say, into the global economy, right? I'll bring the Fed back as well. I'll bring the Fed back, and also platinum, and let's talk about everything like crypto, commodities, global economy, currencies. Let's bring everything on the table, and the better we understand the market, the less confused we're going to be, or the less, so to say, scared we're going to be. Okay, as for today, that was the market update, and that was the focus area. Okay, we broke out of the focus area. We kind of see rejection. We got rejected on a smaller time frame. We did got rejected exactly on the G level, coming down, kind of breaking structure, and a little bit of weakness of volume. We just need to see volume for the rest of the day. Be careful in the US market, okay, later today, because this is where things are taking in place, okay. So the areas that we need to pay attention is the Asia, the close of Asia. We want to see and monitor what Europe is going to do, especially around currencies. They are stronger in the currencies rather than crypto. And then go back the opening of the US and the closing of the EU. There is a 2-hour overlapping each other. So maybe the Americans are going to wait for the Europeans to get out and deal with the currencies, and see what dollar is going to do after the EU is going to be out. So that's it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to wish you to have a lovely rest of the day. Okay. Pay attention to these, let's say, high trading volume tokens that we spoke earlier, like Cake, right? Like Optimum. Just before I go, let's have a look a little bit on XRP. Let's do a little bit altcoins. I thought John was going to come and join us a little bit, so that's why I wasn't doing XRP. So here we go, XRP. Let's have a look. Let's bring XRP here. Let's drag the lines out. Okay. Let's bring out our breakdowns. There's the first breakdown, and that is the second breakdown. Here we go. That was liquidity zones, right? That was a major resistance. If everything was staying at the accumulation, that was our buy zone. We went just through down. And look at these strong wicks that try to push up, but then again, let's have a look. So We're down to 90 days, which is the highest time frame for intraday. That was our previous focus point. It was dropping, came down all the way down to $3, push up, bounce from $3.24, came down, found another support at $3, and since then is pushing to the upside, claiming levels, and it's kind of back in track, so to say. Okay, back in track. So we see that after that huge wick here and the next support on $3, now we can see that slowly is increasing. Okay, not a very strong candles, not very clean candles. You see lots of wicks, a lot of fight. Okay, you can see here what's going on, big bulks, but it's all right. It pushed all the way up. Now the question is, are we going to find support on $3.24? And the next question is, are we going to pass $3.36? Are we going to manage, is XRP managed to turn and flip these major aggressive sell-off? Okay, is XRP is going to come down? So the next question, the 2 point of interest for you is $3.36 and $3.24. Okay, you need to see if we're going to find support and continue to the upside, or are we going to lose this and come down? Okay, let's see what else we can do. Let me go to a smaller time frame. Right, let's go around this area. Okay, a previous like a small range here. So let me do this like a small impulse there. So I do this as a focus point for XRP. Let's do this focus. Get details, an area of data a little bit from elsewhere. So keep these details here like this and see what's going to happen. Okay, so either we're gonna turn around and we're gonna lose these guys, okay, or we're gonna see that it's gonna turn around, okay, break out, found a support about all these rejections. That's a rejection, that's a rejection, that's a rejection. Okay, it did not get support, another rejection. So you need to, for sure, oops, that did not. Okay, so you want to see a breakout, rejection, and continuation to the upside. That's what we want to see on XRP from today onwards. So this is your timing, this is your focus area, this is your G level. You have a good belief that there's a good chance that it's going to stay above the G level. Wide support. So you're expecting a support in these areas, right? And your plan A, break out and find support above the range, or break down, okay, and get rejected. That is your two scenarios for XRP today. Okay, let's have a look at a little bit of Optimism. That has a high trading volume today. So there it is. That's why you have a high trading volume. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's have a look on the 12 hours, what is happening. Okay, kind of in the accumulation zone. So I'll use that swing high and let's use this swing low. So I can break this down like this. I'm going to increase a little bit the time frame to find a better way of dealing with the candles for me to apply the G levels. So let's mark this range. Let's use the template 4. Okay, and a bit thicker. Bring this guy as low as possible, as far as possible. It's okay, we're going to leave it there. That is going to be fine. Come down to 12 hours. So you see that Optimism is an uptrend. Push, a very strong push to the upside. Come down, correction. Almost lost the 50% and then turn around and get rejected at 82. So lock that so it doesn't move away, it doesn't drift. Go down to your time frame, 90 minutes, and look at that. Exactly. We've been got rejected at 82.92. Let me see if I can find an area of interest. Yeah, common rejection areas is going to be here. So you need to pay attention in this region. Or you can break it down. Okay, if you don't want to second guess, break these two zones down. Use the 8 template for you to have 4 above and 4 below. Make sure the numbers are accurate. It's very crucial. 94 to 75. We don't leave anything by chance. 070566. Take out the overlapping numbers. Because we've got 2 zones, you're going to need to disable 3 lines. Okay, the 0 and 1 and the 50. That's the 0, that's the 50, and that's the 1. Okay. Oh, I forgot to make them break down. Just a reminder. We don't get confused. Thinking that these are key levels. So yeah, I mean, there it is. 0.79 is very close to that level, so I don't need it. There it is. So that's the areas that you need to pay attention. Go down to 15 minutes. There you have it. And you just want to see what's going to happen. This is your 15-minute time frame. I mean, can I go to 1 hour? Yeah, you don't have enough data. Even on the 1 hour, you don't get enough data. So yeah, I mean, your local focus area is going to be something like this. Right, there it is. That's why you're going to pay attention. In the bigger picture, you just need to claim above 0.82 to continue to be bullish. Otherwise, if you're going to break this structure, okay, that range, if you're going to break that structure, then it's going to continue to go down, further down, and then target that imbalance and come down to the next 2 levels. You've got the 2 levels marked. Here they are. Okay, I can bring them a bit closer if you wish for the 15 minutes. That's all right. Let's bring these guys to 500 to be a bit closer. You come down to 500, and then, you know, in a few days we can push them further away from us. So there you have it. Okay, nice and lovely. There's some high volume going on in Optimism. What was the other token? Let me have a look. Let me chart the ones that they have high trading volume. Cake was the other one. If you wish to trade Cake, Optimism, and Ordi. Let's have a look at Ordi. It's been some time that we haven't seen Ordi. Here we are. Nice uptrend. Go to a higher time frame. We need to mark areas. Okay, so kind of in a range. Let's see if it's going to break the structure. I'm going to treat these as a swing high, swing low. I don't need to go all the way that back. You know, it's plenty of data here, so plenty of space. So the reason why I choose that is because it's a swing low, swing high. So I can take that frequency rather than that, because it's nothing wrong. It's not wrong 100%. It's not wrong to go all the way up there, but it's going to create bigger channels. If you're okay by doing multiple breakdowns, that is going to be fine. You can use it. It's both accurate. Okay, there's nothing wrong with the levels, and you can see, you know, once you place them, you can see how the chart is printing. Okay, so you are confident, but you just have a little bit wider channels. That's not a problem. Break them down. Okay, there it is. And you definitely need to do a breakdown. They're too wide. There it is. 28,474, and then we need 56196. And make sure that is dashed. And take out the overlapping lines. There it is. There you have it. Nice and lovely. Lock that. And now you have a breakdown of Ordi, and see that it's trying to break structure. Look at that. Support. Okay. Support. Resistance. Now we're breaking the resistance. The question is, are we going to find support above 11 to continue to the upside? Okay. Go down to any time frame you want. 90 minutes. It's up to you if you want to use a 90 minutes. There it is. Now it's for the intraday. Again, too wide. As I said, if you are very comfortable to do breakdowns, keep on breaking them down. Okay, because the lines are too wide. All you have to do is just make sure that they are accurate. Okay, let me do this on 8. So let me do like this, do both zones at the same time. So template number 8, so we can have both 4 above, 4 below, and just make the numbers accurate, nothing by chance. 8, 3, 5, and the bottom one is 5, 6, 1, 9, 6. Go back to styles. Obviously you're going to take out the 3 lines that are overlapping and make sure that dotted, just to remind you that this is a breakdown. Okay, there you have it. Nice and easy. So we have 3 breakdowns. Look how lovely the let's do this minus 150. You can see that these G levels, even this, a second, third breakdown, you can see that the G levels are accurate. So no question if they're working. Let's do 5,000. Just really shoot it off. There it is. Look at that, how accurate that is. Okay, so there you have it. Is it on the rise? You had a nice correction, still pushing. You just need to make sure that, let me lock everything so we don't lose them. Okay, and now you just want to make sure that you're going to find support on 1130 and continue to 12 and 14. Step by step, you are in an uptrend. Common area of rejection, you need to make sure that you don't lose that as a support. And then if you find the support and continue, there you go. You're going to be just fine. Right. Okay, guys. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We did all the market update for Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, total ones, total threes. We've seen the commodities, currencies, global market, European, Japan, Hong Kong, you name it. We've seen everything. America, we've seen some altcoins, we've seen XRP, high trading volumes. Use, a chart like this, a website like this. Refresh now and then, every half an hour refresh and see who has the high trading volume. Okay, it's a little bit cheat, like a cheat sheet here that is telling you which one is on the trade. You see exchanges on the move. Okay, Bitget, Cake, okay, Ray. So we're on the move. Okay, daily top winners, Veracity. That is a stupid token anyway. Is from the previous cycles, it just went down to hell. So now to see that it did 51% is nothing. Anyway, so yeah, so guys, keep an eye of the others against Bitcoin and see if the altcoins are going to be on the move. Okay, keep an eye on Bitcoin. There it is. Here's your Bitcoin. We lost the range of the focus point. Okay, we got rejected on the top of the bigger range. That gray box is a bigger range. We got rejected. We came down. We lost a G level, and there's a possibility to continue the downside. We just need to break structure. Okay, we need to break these guys here. Okay, so if you see a continuation to the downside, that is good for shorts today. Okay, let Monday move, show the true colors, and then we're going to see by tomorrow. Okay, be careful with the market sessions. As we said, European sessions is for currencies. Asia and US are more solid sessions for crypto for us, and let's see how that goes. Okay, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the day for today. Okay, have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, and remember, every day is a good day. Every day is a good day. Don't forget about that one. Every day is a good day.